Well, hello and welcome back. Thanks very much for coming back. Fabulous day, by the way, in the Island of Love, 2nd of September, and of course, we're in the golden period. It's a fabulous, fabulous time of the year when the temperature stays high and the humidity falls away. And there's no better place to be than by the side of the seaside, yes. And of course, enjoying that little breeze that wisps in across the sands, shall we say. Now, today's topic, what should we talk about? Brexit and moving to Cyprus. Unfortunately, Brexit caused one or two problems for many, many people that wanted to move and live in Europe. Not just Cyprus, but Spain, Portugal, and Italy, and many other parts of Europe. Now, many people voted for Brexit because they believed that Brexit would bring all of the good things to the UK and stop immigration and all those kind of things. But we're not going to talk about that. We're going to talk about how Brexit has affected people from the UK moving to parts of Europe, in particular, in our case, Cyprus, and the problems that it has caused. Because before, you could literally just move to Cyprus or to Spain and register yourself there and start that chapter of your life. Unfortunately, now that is not quite the case. Well, it is. You can just move to one of these European countries and register yourself and everything will be fine. But now you need an awful lot more money. So you need to have a lot more requirements, shall we say. Some of those requirements, well, first off, you've got to have a clean criminal record. Now you can get that online and it'll cost you approximately £70, and your criminal record has got to be clean for the last 10 years. And when you arrive in Cyprus, that's also got to be valid in the last 6 months. So let's just say you're coming to Cyprus in January of 2026, get that done towards the end of November, mid-December, so that you've got it for when you arrive in January. Something else you're going to need when you arrive is private health insurance. It hasn't got to be the most expensive private health insurance in the world, but it needs to be to a basic minimum standard required by Cypriot law. And that's going to start off for most people at around about 250 to 300 euros per annum. Obviously, the younger you are, the cheaper it is. But these are some of the figures that I've been told by some of the people that we have helped to relocate to Cyprus. As you get a bit older, obviously the price does go up. One gentleman had to pay just over 800 euros for a year's private health insurance. Now, the biggest changes after Brexit, if you wish to move to a European country, in particular to Cyprus, is the amount of income that you are going to need. You now have to prove an income of approximately 28,000 euros. This is for a couple if you want to reside in Cyprus. So approximately £25,000 per annum of income. Now, this income has to be provable. It could be pension, it could be dividend income, it could be savings income. It could be from the sale of a house, for example. But you've got to be able to prove where it came from, and you've got to be able to prove that it comes from outside of Cyprus. So when you start your immigration process, you will be then asked to deposit 10,000 euros into a Cypriot bank account. And then every month you will transfer, shall we say, a couple of thousand. When you come to renew your residency permit the following year, the immigration will require proof, in other words, bank statements, to show that you have been spending on a regular basis some of that money within Cyprus. That's what they like to see when they come to renew it. But back to the first time that you get that temporary residency permit. So you're going to need a clean criminal record for the last 10 years. You're going to need a medical report when you arrive to show that you haven't got certain ailments. That can be carried out in Cyprus at a fair cost, around about 200 euros. You're going to need private medical insurance and, of course, money and proof of where that money comes from. And that sum approximately is £25,000, so in euros, approximately 30,000 euros per annum, and that is sufficient for a couple to reside in Cyprus. And that's pretty much it. So it's not that complicated. I know the man in the pub says it's impossible. You could never move to live in Spain, you could never move to live in Cyprus or Portugal or Italy or anywhere else in Europe, because it's absolutely impossible. But that's not true. Provided you've got an income of approximately £25,000, 30,000 euros per annum, and you can tick those other little boxes, you could get on that big bird or perhaps a canoe and paddle like crazy in the direction of Cyprus and reside and start that next chapter in your life. And today, in today's terms, I understand that £25,000 is quite a lot of money, but in today's terms, to be honest, it's not. If you have a look around in your pension pots and perhaps some of your savings and perhaps liquidate one or two of your assets, I'm pretty sure that you will find that you can generate an income of £25,000, 30,000 euros per annum, and of course then you could start your next adventure in Cyprus. And remember, many people choose to come to Cyprus because of the weather, the calm and tranquil way of life, a much slower pace of life. If you're from a major city in Northern Europe or the UK, you're going to find Cyprus to be old-fashioned, shall we say. And I mean that in a nice way. You know, traffic jams. I often reference in my little videos that I'm stuck in traffic. Now, if you are used to driving around Manchester, Liverpool, London, Berlin, Paris, Milan, many places, you understand that I am obviously joking. I mean, I am from an area called Chester, not that far from Manchester, and 20 years ago it would take 30 to 35 minutes to go across what they call the Welsh Bridge into Chester in a morning or on an eve. Today that's got even worse. A commute in and around Paphos, I mean, to be honest, if you're coming from Paya to Paphos, on a bad morning, it's going to take you 20 to 25 minutes. So if you are commuting in, perhaps with the kids, or I don't know, going for a coffee, whatever it is, you'll be stuck in traffic for around about 15 to 20 minutes. So it's a bit more relaxed, it's a bit calmer, much slower pace of life. And these are some of the reasons why people choose Cyprus and Paphos in particular. Limassol is a little bit more hectic. It's a much bigger city, as is Nicosia. But predominantly, the majority of people who are moving to Cyprus, by the way, are choosing Paphos. And Paphos has won many awards over the years. It started off in 2017 when it won the Capital Cultural City of Europe. And the awards have continued. Recently it won the Best Small European City to Live in because of its tranquil way of life and the quality of life. As we were just saying, the rush hour doesn't really exist in Paphos, shall we say. People are rushing like crazy to get to the beach maybe, or rushing like crazy to get to that coffee shop to get that hot latte. But that's about it when we come to Paphos. And I know many people watch the video will be laughing because many people know what I'm talking about. Paphos is a fantastic place. You may think that I'm criticising Paphos, but I'm not, when I say that it reminds me of the olden days in North Wales where I'm from. It takes me back 30 to 40 years. It takes me back to my youth when there was not that much traffic. There wasn't that much crime. You didn't see police officers very often, and that's the case in Paphos, by the way, because they haven't got that much to do, which is a good thing. A good thing if you're a police officer, and a good thing if you're someone like us. It means that crime is very low indeed. It means that we can get on with our lives and go to the beach, like where I am today, sitting on Mandrea Beach in the little picnic area. It's one of my favourite places to come at this time of year because the view is spectacular and the temperature is amazing, and not far away is a little coffee shop, so I can get a great coffee as well. So hopefully you are enjoying this series of videos, and hopefully you enjoy the company of Mr. Paul, because I enjoy your company, and I do appreciate it, and thank you very, very much indeed for coming back to watch this little series of videos. These videos are to help and to encourage you guys if you're thinking about coming to live in Cyprus, Paphos in particular, and to hopefully get across to you just how fantastic a place that it is. Now, everywhere that you live, you're always going to have a love-hate relationship. You know, sometimes I hate Paphos. Not often, but sometimes, because that's the way we are as human beings. But overall, like I say, traffic jams pretty much non-existent. The cost of living, it's not too bad. It's very, very rare that I go into a shop or a supermarket or a bar or a restaurant and I'm shocked by the price. Now, I remember many, many years ago in the UK when I resided there, quite often I would be shocked by the price of things. So the cost of living in Cyprus is moderate, should we say. Now, I understand that some people will say that it's expensive. It's all relative to how much you earn and, of course, from where you are coming. But if you're coming from Northern Europe, if you're coming from the major cities in the UK, I promise you that living in Paphos, Cyprus, not only will be better, but it will be much, much cheaper. Now, I understand to many people the cost of living doesn't bother them that much. It's the standard of living and the quality of life that they want. And of course, the quality of life in Cyprus is up there with the very, very top places in the world. Yes, it's not the most advanced country in the world, but it's advanced enough. And it has this calmness, this safetiness. And of course, it is a hub that allows you to connect to anywhere in the world, to the Middle East, to the UK. You can fly anywhere from Cyprus. It's one of those little hubs in the Mediterranean that connects Europe and the Middle East and the rest of the world, which is why many, many people are choosing to come and live in Cyprus. Hopefully you've enjoyed this little chat, and hopefully you'll come back and join me again very, very soon indeed, and hopefully you will drop in the comments some of the things that you would like me to talk about, and I'll do my very, very best to give you my view and my opinion on those subjects. We're sitting on Mandrea Beach. It's a fantastic day. I'm going to say a huge thank you for watching. If you do like what you see, please hit that like and please subscribe to the channel, and please don't forget to come back and join me again very, very soon indeed. I'm going to show you that view, and hopefully you're going to feast your eyes and digest upon all the blueness. This is Mandrea Beach, early September. The sun is shining. I'm going to have a fabulous day. I hope you're going to have a fabulous day wherever you are in the world, and I look forward to your company again very, very soon indeed on the little channel known as Marika and Me. And please don't forget, if you are thinking about relocating to Cyprus, Paphos in particular, if you're looking for that perfect rental property, if you're looking to rent a car, if you're looking for help with immigration, if you're looking for anything to do with moving to Cyprus, don't forget to get in contact with myself and of course Marika on the little channel known as Marika and Me. Our contact details are in the description. Our website, email, and of course telephone and WhatsApp. We look forward to hearing from you very, very soon indeed. Thanks for watching. Feast your eyes and digest the beauty and the spectacality of the blue Mediterranean Sea.